Hey guys, and welcome back. It's Grant Broggi from the Strength Coach, and today I want to talk about what to do when you can't work out. If you like the video, like and subscribe to the channel. You're probably already thinking, Grant, aren't you constantly telling me to warm up faster, adjust my programming, and do things so that I can get done within an hour and always make time to train and never miss a workout and make sure that you get to the gym? Yes, but with that said, I understand there are situations in life where you just can't get there. This is why it's so important to lift weights when you can. And I said can, not want to, because as we've covered before, there'll be plenty of times that you don't want to. But when you can, you should. And by can, I mean when you have access to the gym, when there's equipment available to you, because things will happen in your life. Opportunities will present themselves where you may not have much equipment. Now, I would make the argument that for most people here in 2023, that's just not that common of an occurrence. You may want that to be an occurrence, but it's just not. You can go to gyms all across America, as we've shown before, and find places when you're on vacation or do different things. But I don't know, maybe you're a missionary in Africa. You will have times where there's nothing available. So what do you do when there's no gym equipment available? You just grab your brand new Strength Coach coffee mug and take 2 weeks off, right? No, that's not what you do. You do something. But this is where I don't want you to be stupid. I want you to think about why you're doing something. So the first thing that we want to avoid is you having a layoff where you don't do anything for 10 to 14 days. You don't lift, you don't run, you don't squat, you don't do anything for a long period of time. Because what happens when we see these long layoffs with no movement is you come back to the gym, you go and load the bar, you may even take a reduction in weight from what you did last time, but you go in and you do the same volume and you do 3 sets of 5, or you lift pretty hard and you lift pretty heavy, and when the result is you can't walk for 3 days because you're so sore because you became unaccustomed to the movements that you usually do. So if you find yourself where you're not going to be able to train for a few weeks, the first thing I would tell you to do is stay active and stay moving so that when you come back, you're not so sore, you're like starting over day one. The other thing that happens is when people take a long layoff and they come back too hard, sometimes they tweak something. Again, if you have a bunch of inactivity and then all of a sudden you bring it back, you're more likely to flare something up. So the options are endless, right? You could do air squats if you wanted. Maybe you're at a place that has a kettlebell and you could do goblet squats. You could do push-ups. You know, there's some things that you can still do that mimic kind of the big barbell movements. But I want you to internally understand that, hey, I'm probably not getting stronger in my resistance training quest if I don't have access to barbells, if I don't have access to load myself. But I can still get blood flow, I can still use my joints, I can still use range of motion, and I can still burn some calories and maintain some of what I've worked for. Second thing I want you to think about is this might be a good time to dial in your nutrition or dial back your nutrition or whatever the case is. Maybe you need to eat a little bit less because you've been training 4 days a week super hard and super heavy, and all of a sudden that stress is gone. Well, that means less caloric output, which means I need less to come in. So think about your diet during your time off. And the last thing I'd say is don't go full psycho on me. And what I mean by that is sometimes when people take off from the gym or from their routine, maybe they go on vacation, they go and they do a whole bunch of things that they don't usually do. They go hiking for 8 miles, and the last time they've hiked 8 miles was, well, they've never hiked 8 miles. And they're all fit and strong now, and they go out and they put all that stress on their knees. Is that bad? No, but if you go and do something crazy with zero training, remember that it may flare up. You may come back and go, why do my knees hurt? So while I'd like you to stay active and try new things, don't go crazy and set yourself back. It doesn't mean you can't go on an 8-mile hike, but it just means don't go from 0 to 100. You know, realize the change in your environment. Realize what you usually do every day in the weight room, how you get to work, how much you walk around. And if you're leaving or you're going to a new environment and that's going to drastically change, just be mindful of that. So in summary, if you find yourself without barbell equipment, what do? Well, you stay active, you do your best to preserve range of motion, you don't go full psycho and do a whole bunch of stuff you've never done. And then as soon as you can, you get back into the gym as soon as you can. And you may find yourself that you have access maybe 1 day or something during that time. I'm about to go on my 15-day Marine training program, and I bet twice over that time, I'll find time to get into the gym for at least something. Something is better than nothing. If you can't work out anyway. When you can work out, make sure you get your training sessions in. Buy the coffee mug. If you like the video, like and subscribe to the channel. We'll see you next time.